So over the last couple of decades or so, possibly 3 decades, Islamic banking seems to have risen and then plateaued or declined, maybe even a little bit in terms of the amount of offerings potentially available to somebody looking for this type of finance. Why do you think we've ended up in this situation where there's probably less available now than there was, say, 10 years ago?
Yeah. Well, thank you very much, Sajid. I think you are not going to give me any easy questions. I mean, there's a number of reasons, and trying to be objective in how we frame things. There is, in the community, there was lack of support for years. And this lack of support was coming from, I would say, lack of awareness, understanding how the Islamic banking works. And sometimes when you are having new Islamic banks, imagine you have a country that is known for banking for centuries.
Yes.
And then suddenly, what they call them now challenger banks, they're trying to challenge the mainstream without even restricted by Sharia. So that element of lack of awareness and support was not there. Despite that, I've heard from people who were involved in the establishment of the Islamic Bank of Britain. They received, I think, a huge amount of deposits and accounts in the very early years, which was very, important. But they were not able to build that internal capacity later on. But let's focus first on the awareness side and lack of support. So that is definitely an element, in this. Also, to be honest with you, Islamic banks have not been able to improve their levels of customer service as expected. Their investments in technology, I think until very recently they started to have mobile banking apps. And sometimes I joke with my friends and say, what, the mobile banking app of the best ones in like Islamic banks in the market looks like a 90s, interface. It does the job, but they failed. I definitely have to. We have to be objective in that. They were not able to come up to the the level of technology, customer service, for a number of reasons. Yes, they were always constrained with capital.